All right, hello. My name is Mike O'Neill, and today's topic is kind of a difficult one. It's one that I love and I have such a passion for, but gripping it and understanding it is a little bit out there. So bear with me and open up your mind, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to discuss the state of Kinetico, and what does that even mean? Like, what is it, and more importantly, why should you care about it? So, a little bit of background: Kinetico is like a root of a Greek word called kinetikos with an S, which means movement and activity. In English, we've heard it probably by now used as kinesiologies, and it's been more popular since like the late '90s. I got my degree in it. I didn't even know when I went off to college that there was a degree, and never even heard the word kinesiology before. But when I found out, you could get a major in it, and in movement and fitness and nutrition, all these different things that kind of go under that kinesiology umbrella. I was sold. I mean, never looked back. But the word in regard like to this program, it's not about the study. It's not about the origin. It's more about the state of being and becoming kinetic and being the best you. Kind of a little bit of a history in how we got here is I've been training, and I've got a couple degrees in fitness and health, and had a bunch of different gyms, and I've built all kinds of programs and stuff over the years. And I like to think that I have some flair on it, and people have had success and enjoyed it. But all of them have kind of like been missing a key element. And, I've got to confess that the most probably important thing that we were missing is that state of mind. It wasn't just that they were too similar or missing a niche. It's that none of them really, in my opinion, go after and target that mindset and get you to a different place. I mean, well, there's so many things out there that talk about healthy lifestyles and living them out, and they're all great. The best workout program or the best diet out there is the one you do. I've been saying that for years. But what we're trying to accomplish here is this awareness and this goal to be kinetic, and it's the feeling that you realize it just somehow, and we'll get into how when it clicks and when those training wheels fall off, but it's the feeling that the battle is already won. Like, that what you're doing is good, and the steps, and you're educated, and there's so much more that you'll just own it. But it's the ability to let go of things in your life that are not positive, and move towards the things that do. And we're going to focus a lot on health and fitness and exercise in this, because we believe that that's where it starts, and that's what sets up the rest of your life. And then really, it's not even, doesn't need to be a humongous part of your life. It just needs to be something that you do and that is you. And then you can move into other things in life with that same kind of motivation and determination. But it's this complete understanding of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't, and your focus. So that's what we really got to get a hold of. So you're going to get the benefits, the obvious benefits of feeling good, I think, is in losing weight and all these other like cool things that come with accomplishing some of your goals, or getting closer to it. But the other areas of your life, I promise you, if you open up to it, there's going to be so many benefits that overlap. Once you experience it, which for some people it happens before they hit their goal weight, or others it comes at a time when they actually do. Like, maybe they become kinetic and they really, all of a sudden, they get it. Like, at that minute they step on that scale, and they actually, that number appears that they wrote down however long ago, and here's the day, and all of a sudden life will never be the same. But others, it comes down the road, and sometimes never, and that's okay too, I guess. But you got to find that desire, and even if you get some bad news from the doctor, and that's what sends you off, or maybe you lose a loved one to a health related issue, and it scares you into making some better decisions. Whatever it is, all of these are okay, and everyone's going to come to it, I think, at some point. I hope you do anyway, and or you should, because it's gonna it's gonna it's gonna take, add years to your life, and all these great things that we're going to talk about over and over in all these different sessions, but it's going to become real, and that's what I'm looking for. The actions you take, the decisions you make, the sacrifices you make, this not so easy most of the time lifestyle that you deliberately live out. It's never a piece of cake, but once you find it, it's that special something, and you never go back is the goal here. So we'll get into setbacks and life quakes and all these other different things to help you stay on point. But I'm trying to get across right now is the feeling. And I hope that it happens to you sooner than later. And I know that we all start anything with different schedules and stresses and obstacles in our lives. We have different goals and different physical abilities and mental blocks. It's not easy. You'll never hear me proclaim that finding that balance and, intentionally going after a lifestyle that requires a lot of self-discipline and control and sacrifice is easy. It's not. I'm human, and I can relate to this on an extremely personal level. We're all kind of in it together, but I don't think there's anyone out there that isn't fazed by the world's temptations in food or just in life. But I've fallen in and out of a state of Kinetiko, and too many times really to be proud of. But the reason I rise up and I can jump on just as fast as I jumped off is because this and like this program isn't just a workout program, and it's not just some diet you stopped doing on day 3 or 6 or even did the whole thing. It's this truth, and it's this understanding, and it'll talk to you. I mean, once it's in you, it's in you. Your accomplishment feels so good once you have that awareness and you have the education and the freedom, the energy, the confidence, the happiness. That's what being kinetic is. That's the state of being the state of Kinetiko. So I guess really the question is, how do you get there? Now that we kind of know what it is a little bit, how do you get there? And well, I didn't say it was easy, but I do want to say that if you have that desire, large or small, to make a change, and you take the steps provided and start implementing them into your life and have faith in the plan and the idea of this feeling that I'm talking about, that desire to improve will start to become more than just a want or a dream. It's happening. You're doing it, and you're driving the ship where you want it to go. And don't feel weird if you're self-conscious or intimidated by exercise or easily influenced by others when you're eating. Most patients, they start with uncertainty, almost all of them, and that's completely okay. No one's really sure of how exactly it's all going to unfold, but I don't care if you failed or succeeded at 100 workout programs or diet. That's not the point. It's not a workout program or a bottled up diet. The goal of Kinetiko is the transformation and the functional outcomes that you're going to receive once you experience that. So that's our goal, and we want to provide you with the tools and the resources to make that process easier. And that's kinetic for us. And we want to give you all of it and go after your goal as much as you do. But we need you to make that commitment. You have to take that leap of faith as much as we are. And even if you're not exactly sure what you're in for, you still have to open your mind. And I hope you do to that idea, and you want to start. And there's a lot to go over. Your KHS specialist will give you a full orientation on the tasks and set you up so you're crystal clear on what you need to do. I mean, you're gonna you're gonna get all these things kind of hit at you at the same time, and it can be slightly overwhelming. But I encourage you to just take it step by step and just do the assignments because they're designed to make it easier and to start helping you build those habits. And each week and each year and each like the longer you're in it, and once you become aware, it's going to get easier. So stay with it, and once you get to that orientation, let's say you just made this commitment to start this program, and you're coming in to kind of like learn and get your assignments, and okay, here I am. Now what? Well, one of the things, and there's lots of fun things that your coach is going to do with you, but the thing that I really want you to focus on and be prepared for is your lifestyle optimization acknowledgement, because this is more than just signing a piece of paper or receiving a certificate. It's a promise to yourself. I mean, to other people too if you choose, but this promise is important and it's special, and it's not saying you're going to be perfect forever. We'll never be that. But it is saying that you're committed and you've recognized the need, and you're declaring that even though whatever it is that's going on in your life is there, you're still going to go after you, and you're going to go after this with the best you can. You know, you're going to go after it. So you got to be ready and willing to work and accept what's next. And not everybody really even starts immediately after like purchasing the program, because it's such an important decision to really like hit these, let's say, first 28 days with all you can. It's probably not the best idea to do it like a week before you're going out of town, or you got to find that right time to really to like take this on and be open to all the changes. So once you've completed your orientation, I think that'll give you a better idea, and you'll be able to understand the program a little bit larger, and start setting some real things on the schedule, and that's fun, and go after it. And you can learn all about it in these other sessions about your preparation. You can learn about your setbacks when hopefully they don't happen, but they will, you know, and how to overcome those. And there's so many different things that we want to give you during this time, and for so long afterwards too. But today, just be open to the idea that it's bigger than just the scale. It's bigger than the exercise, and that your acknowledgement is special and beautiful, and you may not realize the importance or magnitude of it until much later. But once you do become kinetic, and if you do get to experience it, I am just confident that you're going to be so proud and glad that you did take those steps. And I think it'll change your life. I know it will. I know it will. I know it will. So let's jump in, right? You know, it's exciting. It's be pumped. You know, you may even feel a little buzz. I encourage you to roll with that buzz. You know, it's fun. You know, it's not easy, but you know that first couple of days when you're about to start this program, it's pretty darn exciting. And I think too often people just kind of lose that when it gets hard, and then that's where they fall off. But we're going to give you the tools to succeed and battle that. So part of that is asking yourself really before or after you start, but you're even going to constantly ask yourself this throughout the program, and maybe for the rest of your life. But the question is, how bad do you want it? Like really, when it comes down to that, so often you have to ask yourself, how bad do I want this? Whatever, whether it's a food, or it's an activity, or it's it's a lack of activity. It's just, how bad do I want it? And you've got to think about those things and these goals that you've set and the people that you love, and so much more. But that's what you're going to go after, and remember that acknowledgement and that promise that you made, and stay focused and stay on track. You got to think about your long-term goals. You got to think about your family and your spouse and your kids, and wanting to be with them, and be on this planet for as long as possible. You want to give them more of you and the best of you. Teach them good habits. Share the good news and benefits of a healthy lifestyle with whoever you come across. And I'm not saying you have to get on a soapbox. I'm not saying you have to make announcements. I'm just saying you got to do you. And you got to be the best you, and the rest will come. It will. Having that game plan and having that goal, sticking to it, feels so good. It feels so good. Even when you think it's just, how could this feel good? This is like the hardest week of my life. I get it. And I've been there, and I'm still there. You know, I've done it a lot of times, and I do it with people all the time. But the best feeling is when they get over that hump, and things start clicking. They start noticing the benefits. They're seeing some results, and it's working. So then it gets a little bit easier each week. You know, you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be. I mean, maybe you're going to go into some sort of health or something, but that's all I'm trying to convince you to do. I'm just trying to, again and again, just drill it into your head that this state of mind is a great thing, and you can do it. Anybody can. Anybody can. We all are a product of the decisions we make, the food we eat, the things we do, the people we're with. Like, it's just truth. So make the right decision as often as you can, and we're going to give you some tools to help you with that, because being prepared and having the right resources is so crucial to this beginning stage. But they're always good. But I want you to go after it with more than just, I'll see what kind of happens attitude. I want you to go deep into yourself and find that faith and that belief and that confidence, or whatever you need, and use whatever it is that inspires you, whether it's religious, or whether it's family, or whether it's this genetic makeup that you have, and that you're scared that maybe your father or mother or grandpa or anybody in your tree is has died in different ways. It's sad to say, but has you're looking at your life, and if you do, I hope you do, and you're thinking about how long, or what. Most people don't. Most people don't, because it's not something that really is fun to think about. Like, how long am I going to be on this life, this planet, or how long am I going to live? I mean, if you're not thinking about like some sort of accidental sudden death from some sort of other thing, and it's just a matter of like living out until your body gives up, it's not something you really kind of enjoy talking about or considering when you're eating this whatever at age whatever. You're 30 or 40 or something, and sometimes that's like the last thing on your mind. And I want to change that a little bit, not just to live the longest, but to be the best you can be for the longest. It's all about not having to rely on these necessarily prescriptions or pills, or it's about being healthy going into that doctor's office ahead of time, and being like in tune with them. Getting their medical advice is fantastic, and we're all going to get old, and we're all going to decay in a little bit of ways, and we need medicine. It's so amazing. But what I'm saying is what you can do on your own, and what you can do through this program and for the rest of your life is kind of be a little bit more intentional about those decisions, and make the good ones, and be, educate yourself like you're doing right now to help you make those decisions and help you practice those habits, and all of it will come together for good, and you'll be happy that you did. So deep down, I think most people really want to be the best. I think that nobody's out there is just like, man, I don't want to be healthy, or I don't want to live long, or I don't want to, whatever it is that you do, if it's a sport or if it's an activity, or I don't want to play this anymore. No, most people want to go at their jobs and go at their marriage and go at their religion, or go with their workout, their anything, their relationships with the best of them. And being healthy will help you in all of life. All of life, it will help you be the best of you, and not the perfect you, and not the boisterous, like not the proud of. I mean, it's good to be proud, but not to be cocky, but just the understanding. And I know you can do it, the kinetic you. And you can do this, and you're gonna do this, and I'm proud of you for taking the steps that you already have taken. And I encourage you to stay with it, and to stay focused, and to follow the plan, because you're not going to need the plan as much anymore, or as you start to succeed, and we'll always be here for you, but you're going to be the it's almost like a new you, and a saved you, and and just the best. So the kinetic you is the goal, and I thank you for listening, and I thank you for opening your mind to it. More soon. Good night.